Something different for today's video. This is just documenting how I improve my chipping from examples like this and this to changing up the style of a shot if I don't have any hazards to go over, hitting a more bump and run style simple shot to examples like this and this, which are definitely improving the score. I think I saved like 1 or 2 shots around minimum just by doing this. And here's some chipping practice, and you can see which one is more consistent out of these two. So in the video I'm going to do some chipping practice, go through it all, go through the new technique, and just speak a bit more about it. So for this scenario you have to be able to see the back of the ball, such as in this situation. If you have a bad lie, like a juicy lie, this won't work at all, and also you have to have no hazard to go over, so no bunker or big banks or anything to hit over. So the 4 points are: you stand much closer to the ball, you have to stand really upright, and you have to hold the club really light, so break your wrist as you hit it. And the worst scenario should be this: 6-footer. This is basically the worst that can happen if you hit the shot normally, and it gives you a chance to hold the putter for the up and down like we did there. I'll start off the video with some chipping practice. I've changed my style slightly. If there's nothing to go over, then I hit a low shot, Jim Furyk style chipping when you're really close to the ball. So I'm going to pace out 20 paces, and I got a sand wedge here. See, 6 balls for the old style and the new style. So I'll do new style first, then old style, then new, then old. Yeah, this is something I don't do enough of, or haven't done in the past enough, because I don't have a club that I play at. So chipping on the chipping green practicing, and also putting on the putting green practicing. So the club that I'm using is the 54-degree sand wedge with a wide sole. I do sometimes use the 46-degree 10 iron for chipping as well if I have to go a bit further. This just works for me. Whatever club works, just keep using it. That's all I can say really. If it's not broken, don't fix it. I did try to do this style chipping with the 8 iron before, but I wasn't breaking my wrists, so I was having holding the club tightly, and the ball was just going past the hole like 20 foot past, like almost every time, or I was either duffing it. So yeah, it does take a little bit of practice, but the beauty of this is once you've got it down, you basically don't have to practice it anymore. It's such a simple technique, and that's the thing, not much can go wrong with it. So the furthest one's 8 foot away, and these have all they're within 4 foot to 3 foot. Right, no, these are all 4 to 2 foot away. Furthest one, there's one outlier, I didn't hit it properly, so I'll hit 6 more and see what happens. This is Old Colwyn Golf Club in North Wales. I'm chipping onto a slight bank in the putting green, so it is killing the speed slightly, but I'm taking that into account while I'm hitting the shots. Seems to be improving from the first 6. Yeah, look at that. I mean, the main thing is just to try and give yourself like a 3-footer or 4-footer for the up and down, and and one of the main things is it gives you so much confidence when you're on the fringe of the green. You basically you automatically know it's going to be up and down, and you might even hole it. It's like some of these have a chance to go in. Apart from that one, hit it a bit too hard. But this second 6 is better than the first 6 already, so you can see I'm getting a feel for the shot. And here's the results for the next 6. So second try, these are all 4-footing in, only one that's 6 foot away. So basically 6 foot is the worst shot I hit there. I'm going to try and hit some high ones now. Yeah, this is my normal chipping technique that I've used for the last few years, or last couple of years probably. But the thing is, you have to practice it, and I don't really practice it that much. It's an open stance, and you open the face of the club and try and use the sole of the club, the bounce, to do the work for you, to pop it onto the green and to get it to stop. But I've got a bit sloppy with the technique. I'm not jamming. You're supposed to jam your right elbow into your body and then just turn. Yeah, I've got some bad habits with the technique here. I'm not I'm not doing the technique properly as I used to, and yeah, you can see it's very not going very well so far. I can't blame the wind on these ones. So this technique, I still have to use it if I'm going over a bunker or a bank, some kind of hazard, but it works okay for fast greens because the ball kind of lands softly, or it's supposed to, and then it stops quicker. So I am actually trying, but the closest one is 6 foot away for the higher chip one. I'm going to hit 6 more just in case. It's really windy today, but yeah, just hopefully the wind drops a bit for the round later. I'm going to hit 6 more. This is 16 paces away, very delicate chip shot. I can get it close hitting it high, but it's much more of a high risk shot. So just going low is much better. I mean, the worst shot was 6 foot away. The worst shot was 6 foot away when I was going low with the Jim Furyk method, and the best shot was 6 foot away when I was going high. So yeah, I can hit 6 more. I'll concentrate more now. Yeah, one thing to note about practicing chipping around the green, I am using quite high quality balls, so I'm not using like old top flights or like one piece range balls or anything. So you've got to use the balls similar to the ones that you're using on the course. That's the best what I've learned in the past. And also, if you're going to do some chipping practice, I highly would recommend doing it on a golf course, like the chipping area where they have like a fringe and a green to hit on with different flags to hit to. Because if you try it in the garden, yeah, it might be okay, you hit a landing spot, but the grass is different and you get more of a feel about the spin and how the ball's going to run out. So yeah, I was doing that in the past, practicing my chipping in the garden, and it kind of worked against me as I got into a few bad habits, and yeah, it wasn't translating to on-course success. Yeah, I am trying, but the going high is not. I don't know whether it's I just prefer the going lower now, Jim Furyk method. But going high now just feels terrible to me. I'm going to hit 6 more low and 6 more high, 16 paces away to this one now. Yeah, there is a video on YouTube about Jim Furyk explaining his bump and run style, and it is kind of interesting. He uses a 9-iron, but you just use whichever club you're comfortable with. And I think he was one of the only pro golfers that used this technique like almost all through his career. And a lot of the other golfers, they play the very spinny shots, the backspin ones, but if you hit it like this with the bump and run, normally it comes out with not much spin, so it rolls out further. And as you can see, I just duffed one there, so it's not foolproof. It's not 100% sure thing. And yeah, just duff one and then hold one. Yeah, won't be holding many of the high shots, that's for sure. That's the second duff. So it looks like this practice was much needed. But I think it's low-hanging fruit practicing your chipping. If you can improve it, then it knocks so much shots off your scores and helps your game moving forward. And you have so much confidence around the greens. So it translates into yeah, it's just a great feeling to know you've got an automatic up and down if you're on the green fringe. And I think the way people practice golf is back to front, like going to driving ranges, blasting the driver all the time, or the long shots. Yeah, that's very important and everything. But putting and short game practice is just as important, if not more, as you're hitting more of these shots during a round. You can see I've just thinned one. So that's yeah, it was definitely much needed, this practice. But you don't see it many golf clubs, like very elaborate short game areas to practice, as it's just like kind of an overlooked aspect of the game. And maybe people do on-course practice more, but it's frowned upon at some courses. Yeah, it's not perfect. I duffed 2 before and I thinned one. I think you've got your right elbow, you have to kind of jam it into your side. It's easier. I'll try and do 6 more. So the feedback there from the 2 duff chips and also the thin was, I felt that my right elbow was not tucked to my body as it should be. It was too far out, and that caused the inconsistency with the strike. So these next 6, I'm going to jam the elbow in, the back elbow a bit more, and then see what happens. One thing I've learned in the past is I use the Golf Shot app to track all my scores, and my handicap's 13.1 at the moment, and but you can see the scrambling percentages for your handicap. What's a good aim for, or are you better or worse than your handicap averages? So yeah, I would suggest if you can get an app and track your scores on course, and then you'll know, like I know that I've got 26% recovery from my last 20 rounds and 14% sun saves, and it's kind of interesting as you can find out some weaknesses in your game which you didn't know you had. Like, for example, in the past I thought my scrambling was fine, my greenside chipping, but it was only up 15% or something like that. Yeah, the worst one in this is 6 foot away. I was hitting quite a few short. I'm going to try some high ones now. Yeah, this was the day that it was really windy conditions. The camera fell over like 2 or 3 times, but I managed to play and film all 9 holes at Old Colwyn. So that's on the channel if you haven't seen that video yet. Interesting game, that one. So this was one of the few times I did chipping practice in the summer of 2024, and I think it's something I've got to do it a bit more. And one thing I'm doing now, which I didn't do in the past, I used to use like say 20 balls or 16 balls or something. I just hit them all, and then they ended up banging into each other all the time, so you don't know how close you're actually getting. But I think 6 might be the perfect number. As you hit 6 to as close as you can to the hole, and then you can you can see the worst ones. Like, you just pace out which is the worst. As you can see, I'm actually getting better with the open face chipping now. So yeah, you can compare like different techniques or different days. Are you improving or not? And yeah, there, look, that's 2 absolute perfect shots there with the. But no one wants to be 18 foot away putting for par, so it kind of you can see how I had a very inconsistent chipping in the past. Yeah, that was much better. I'm doing better with my high chipping. I'm just trying to wait till all this wind clears and I can tee off. So yeah, I think consistency is the name of the game, and you'd rather be 6 foot away than 18 foot away all day long. Yeah, the Jim Furyk bump and run technique, it's not very attractive to look at, it's not flashy, it's a bit like the Americano coffee. It's not good to look at, but it gets the job done. And in the future, I'm going to try and start practicing the 7-8 and 9-9 bump and run, because you can hit them up to 30 yards away from the hole, I think. So yeah, it should be interesting. I mean, yeah, I've had too long of just doing chipping like this, just ended up like 12 foot away all the time at the best. So yeah, just a delicate little bump and run. And yeah, that's what the cliches about golf, they are right. There's only a fool chips over nothing, and if you go high you're going to cry, and go low for the dough. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoy playing and making it, and see you on the next one. Signing off.